My advice is that you give Taylor a call and try to make amends.
Thank you for your lovely advice, but I'm not going to take it.
Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift have had beefs over the years. Many thought all was settled when Kim herself said all was fine between Taylor and her.
Still a beef with Taylor after all that went down? No, squash. Over it.
Well, that stance has changed because reports reveal that Kim has indeed blocked Taylor once again. What's the tea between these two queens? Let's jump right in. Taylor gets blocked again. When reports landed that Kim was the frontrunner over Taylor for the lead role in The Bodyguard remake, fans interpreted this as Kim blocking Taylor's bag. A source told the Daily Mail that Kim was always the person attached to this project, suggesting that rather than Kim stealing Taylor's potential role, it was always meant for her. The script was allegedly specifically tailored to Kim, with Taylor's name only entering the chat later because of her connection to director Sam Wrench. But perhaps the most tea-worthy blocking recently came ere Taylor dropped Thank You Amy in April 2024. This track was clearly aimed at Kim, with the capitalized letters spelling out Kim and lyrics referencing a spray-tanned bully and Kim's daughter North. I'll give you the full gist on that soon. The airmath was giving major drama. Kim reportedly lost over 120,000 Instagram followers as Swiss flooded her comments with references to the song and snake emojis. Kim didn't directly address the song, but appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, shortly simply saying life's good, when indirectly asked about it. A source told People magazine that Kim was over it and wished Taylor would move on.
Kim, you and Taylor Swift, still a beef with Taylor after all that went down? No, squash. Over it. Good. And have you two had any communication, or you just feel like we've all moved on?
No, I feel like we've all moved on.
Okay.
Some fans interpreted Kim's silence as a form of refusing to engage with Taylor's attempt to reignite the beef. By refusing to take the bait and respond directly to the song's shade, Kim was essentially shutting down Taylor's attempt to drag her into another round of the drama. In 2016, Kim's release of the edited phone call effectively blocked Taylor from controlling her own story, resulting in the internet basically canceling Swift. The #KimExposedTaylor Party hashtag was everywhere, and Taylor's social media became a sea of snake emojis. This type of blocking had real consequences, as Taylor described. It took her down psychologically, forced her to ghost her own life, and gave her trust issues with basically everyone. The jealousy narrative first gained traction in 2016 when Piers Morgan claimed via a post on X that Kim was jealous of Swift. This was connected to Kim's decision to release the edited phone call, suggesting her actions were motivated by envy of Swift's success rather than just defending Kanye. Stans and media have theorized several potential reasons for Kim's alleged jealousy. First, Taylor Swift's billionaire era and unique bag-securing journey. In 2025, Taylor joined the Forbes billionaires list with a net worth of $1.6 billion, largely thanks to her record-breaking Eras tour and owning her music catalog. While Kim is also a billionaire, worth over $1 billion through Skims and reality TV, Taylor's fortune comes primarily from her actual talent, songwriting, performing, and reclaiming her artistry. Some speculate Kim might be salty about Swift's authentic path to wealth, which doesn't rely as heavily on brand deals or acquisitions. Second, Swift's cultural influence and ride-or-die fan base. Taylor commands an army of loyal Swiss who defend her fiercely, especially ere the 2016 phone call drama. Her cultural impact, seen in her ability to shape public discourse and set music industry trends, is unmatched. Kim, despite her massive following, has faced criticism for her reality TV roots and perceived lack of actual talent, which some think might make her jealous of Swift's artistic credibility and stan devotion. Third, competition for career opportunities, as seen with The Bodyguard remake casting. Kim's reported desire to break into serious acting, compared to Swift's established music career and occasional acting roles, may fuel perceptions of rivalry. There's also the messy romantic drama. In 2024, sources claimed Kim privately predicted the breakup of Taylor and Travis Kelce, throwing shade at Swift's usual pattern of relationships. Some interpreted this as Kim being low-key happy about Swift's potential relationship drama, possibly out of jealousy over her high-profile NFL romance. Finally, there's the historical feud airmath. The 2016 phone call incident permanently impacted both women's public image. Swift's vindication in 2020, when the full, unedited call got leaked, exposed Kim's role in manipulating the narrative, damaging her credibility. Swee's ability to bounce back and thrive post-cancellation, including her reputation era and subsequent wins, might low-key bother Kim, who caught heat for her actions. But let's keep it 100. There are also major counterpoints to this jealousy narrative. Kim Kardashian is literally a billionaire with a successful brand empire, Skims, a massive social media following, and a proven ability to turn drama into dollars. Her wins in fashion, beauty, and media suggest she has zero reason to be jealous of Sui, as their careers serve completely different vibes. Kim's reported, "I'm over it" attitude about the feud, her take that it's ancient history and Sui should move on, could be genuine, unbothered energy rather than secret jealousy. Taylor's Swies have been ride or die in defending her and pushing the jealousy narrative. They see Kim's actions, from the 2016 phone call to her 2024 breakup predictions, as attempts to tear Sui down out of envy for her talent, influence, and resilience. Thank You Amy dropped. Swies absolutely flooded Kim's Instagram with comments referencing the song and calling Kim jealous of Taylor's success. On platforms like X, formerly Twitter, Swi accounts keep the drama trending through memes and throwbacks to key moments in the feud. Posts hyping Sui's revenge era with "Thank You Amy" frame the song as deserved payback against Kim, who they believe never properly apologized for her 2016 messiness. On the flip side, Kim's supporters think Sui is giving major obsessed energy for still referencing a feud from years ago. They point to "Thank You Amy" as proof that Sui can't let go, while Kim has largely stayed quiet about Sui since 2020. Some have dragged Sui for bringing Northwest into her lyrics, arguing that involving a child crosses a major line. Reddit serves the most balanced tea on the feud. Users have engaged in more nuanced discussions about both women's actions. Some empathize with Swi's trauma but question her approach, especially the Northwest reference. Others acknowledge Kim's role in escalating the 2016 drama, but suggest Sui is keeping the feud alive for clout or creative inspiration. One Reddit user spilled, "Taylor spent the rep era saying there will be no explanation yet, has been yapping about 2016 and Snakegate ever since, showing frustration even among neutral fans." Others suggested therapy for Sui to process the feud without bringing it back into the public eye. Sui's ability to turn personal and career hurdles into massive wins, for example, Reputation, Eras Tour, may create a perception that she overshadows Kim, who leverages different strategies for success. Meanwhile, Kim's reported unbothered attitude could be strategic to avoid feeding the drama, though her occasional subtle shade, for example, the "Speak Now" post, suggests she's not completely above the fray. As of April 2025, the Kardashian-Sui beef remains active but simmering compared to the peak "Thank You Amy" drama in April 2024. X is Swi territory, with occasional posts keeping the feud alive through memes and throwbacks. Instagram shows fewer Swi attacks on Kardashian, with her unbothered posts giving disengagement energy. It's also worth noting that Kim Kardashian and Taylor Sui were both caught up in a wild social media moment in 2024 called the digital guillotine. Both celebs, along with many others, faced mass unfollowing due to their perceived silence on global issues, particularly the Gaza conflict. According to Social Blade receipts, Kim lost 44,000 Instagram followers on May 9, 2024, and 123,000 the next day, while Taylor lost 26,000 on May 9th and 103,000 on May 11th. This shared cancellation experience adds an ironic plot twist to their feud. They're united in being victims of collective social media action, even as their personal beef continues. While there are theories why Kim might low-key envy aspects of Taylor's career or public image, there are just as many reasons to doubt this narrative. The truth probably lies somewhere in the messy middle, a complex mix of professional rivalry, personal grudges, loyalty, in Kim's case to Kanye, and the inevitable drama that happens when two powerful women with massive platforms find themselves on opposing teams. What's undeniable is that this feud has become one of pop culture's most iconic and enduring dramas, spanning more than a decade and evolving through various eras. As the internet watches, we're wondering, will there ever be a resolution? Will Kim and Taylor ever squash their beef? But most importantly, how did this beef between Taylor and Kim start? How the beef began? Flashback to September 13, 2009. The main character that night was supposed to be a 19-year-old Taylor Sui who had just won Best Female Video for You Belong With Me at the MTV VMAs, beating out Beyoncé's Single Ladies. She was on stage having her moment, accepting her first VMA trophy, when suddenly Kanye had something very urgent to say.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
That moment, when Kanye West literally snatched the mic from Taylor's hands and basically said Beyonce deserved her award, became the mother of all celebrity drama moments. The crowd was fully giving irritated vibes. Beyonce was caught in 4K looking mortified, and Taylor was just standing there completely unalived, unable to finish her acceptance speech. The internet, which was basically just Twitter back then, went off. Celebs jumped in to defend Taylor, with receipts showing Pink apparently read Kanye to filth at the event. The drama was so big that President Obama even called Kanye a jackass off record, but the tea spilled anyway. Kanye got yeeted from the event, and later that night, Beyonce, serving nothing but class, invited Taylor back on stage to finish her speech when she won Video of the Year, a certified queen behavior moment. At this point, you're probably thinking, wait, where was Kim K and all this main character energy? The tea is, she wasn't even in the picture yet. Kim and Ye didn't start dating until 2012, a whole 3 years ere the VMA's mess, and they didn't get married until 2014. But once Kimberly entered the chat, the whole Taylor-Kanye saga leveled up from drama to full-on warfare. Post-VMA's disaster, there were attempts at a truce between Kanye and Taylor. Ye apologized multiple times, both on his blog and on The Jay Leno Show. By 2015, the vibes seemed immaculate. At that year's VMAs, we witnessed what looked like a genuine friendship era when Taylor presented Kanye with the Video Vanguard Award, hyping him up and embracing him on stage. Taylor and Kim were even caught in 4K hugging and serving besties energy in the audience. The bad blood seemed like ancient history, giving very much "we're so over it" energy.
Thank you, Taylor, for being so gracious and giving me this award this evening. Thank you.
But then February 2016 came along, and the plot twist to end all plot twists happened. Kanye dropped his album The Life of Pablo, featuring a track called Famous, with these lyrics that broke the internet. I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous. When the song hit streaming, Taylor's team immediately clapped back, saying she never approved those bars, especially objecting to being called that bitch, and the claim that Kanye was her villain origin story. And this is where Kim Kardashian enters the chat and chooses violence. In June 2016, Kim sat down with GQ magazine and spilled major tea, claiming that Taylor had, in fact, approved the lyrics during a phone call with Kanye. She revealed the receipts existed because the call had been recorded and accused Taylor of playing the victim. This was Kim's first villain-era move that directly contradicted Taylor's public stance. Then, on July 17, 2016, literally on National Snake Day, you can't make this up, Kim went full savage mode with a move that would change the game forever. She hopped on Snapchat, back when it was still giving, and dropped receipts in the form of edited clips of a phone call between Kanye and Taylor, where Taylor seemed to be approving some of the lyrics.
For all my Southside niggas that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Oh, well this one is, I think this is a really cool thing to have.
I know,
Definitely.
it's like a compliment kind of.
Yeah.
The clips showed Kanye reading part of the line, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex, and Taylor responding with what seemed like approval, calling it a compliment. However, and this is the key tea, the clips did not show Kanye mentioning the "that bitch" part of the lyric, or the claim about making her famous, which Taylor later said was the actual problematic part. The internet had a complete meltdown. The hashtag #KimExposedTaylor party started trending worldwide, and Taylor's social media was flooded with snake emojis. Kim twisted the knife even further by tweeting, "Wait, it's legit National Snake Day?" followed by 37 snake emojis. The shade was elite. Taylor tried to clear her name on Instagram with a Notes app statement, the celebrity crisis management go-to. Where is the video of Kanye telling me he was going to call me that bitch in his song? It doesn't exist because it never happened. Being falsely painted as a liar when I was never given the full story or played any part of the song is character assassination. she wrapped it with the now iconic line, "I would very much like to be excluded from this narrative, one that I have never asked to be a part of since 2009. The damage was done, though. Taylor later described this as her flop era, telling Time magazine in 2023 that it took her to a dark place mentally. She said she literally moved to another country, became a total hermit for a year, and developed trust issues that were giving major red flag energy. The internet had fully turned on her, with Team Kim and Kanye dominating the discourse. But this tea was just starting to steep. In fact, this was just the beginning of a feud that would continue to serve fresh drama for years. Making the situation even more toxic, Kanye dropped a music video for Famous, featuring naked wax figures of various celebs in bed together, including Taylor Swift. This visual was the ultimate problematic fave moment, with Taylor's friend Lena Dunham calling it sickening and disturbing for objectifying women. Meanwhile, on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim doubled down on her position. When her mom Kris suggested she should hit up Taylor to squash the beef, Kim was like, "Thanks, but no."
My advice is that you give Taylor a call and try to make amends.
Thank you for your lovely advice, but I'm not going to take it.
She spilled her reasoning, saying,
Yeah.
Like, he really wanted to just, because they've had their issues in the past, he really did want to do the right thing.
And be respectful. And maybe she just took it the wrong way.
I mean, at this point, I'm just over it. Yeah, am I annoyed that people try to pin my husband as this bad guy to, take advantage a little bit? But at this point, I know the truth. I know everyone around me knows the truth. We all do. So it is what it is. There's nothing we can really do about it.
The feud had now fully transformed from a Kanye-Taylor situation to a Kim-Taylor war, with the battle lines clearly drawn. The saga would take another major plot twist in 2017 when Taylor Swift entered her villain era with her album Reputation, a direct clapback to the events of 2016, featuring snake imagery and lyrics that were absolutely giving Kim and Kanye shade. In 2009, Taylor was still a rising star, transitioning from country to pop, while Kanye was already an established icon. By 2016, Taylor had become a global superstar, but Kim's social media influence and Kanye's cultural clout gave them massive leverage in controlling the narrative. The way Kim weaponized Snapchat to selectively release parts of the phone call was literally a masterclass in how to manipulate public opinion in the social media age. Still, Taylor Swift and her fans won't back down from this fight. The beef continues. On August 24, 2017, Taylor dropped Look What You Made Me Do, the lead single that had everyone gagging. The song and its video were serving nothing but Kim and Kanye shade, with lyrics like, "I don't trust nobody and nobody trusts me," and "The old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Oh, 'cause she's dead." The music video was high-key iconic, featuring Taylor in a bathtub of diamonds, which many clocked as a reference to Kim's Paris robbery, and Taylor fully reclaiming the snake imagery that had been used to cancel her. Another track from Reputation, This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, was giving even more direct shade with lines like, "It was so nice being friends again. There I was giving you a second chance, but then you stabbed me in the back while shaking my hand." And the most savage line that had everyone screaming, "And therein lies the issue. Friends don't try to trick you, get you on the phone and mind twist you." The Reputation album absolutely slayed, debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200 and becoming the best-selling album of 2017 in the United States. Kim wasn't sitting at home unbothered during all this. In December 2017, she posted a throwback pic on Instagram featuring the naked wax figure of Taylor from Kanye's famous video. Swift's fans immediately flooded Kim's comments with rat emojis because, as they pointed out, snakes eat rats. The shade was elite. Taylor threw subtle shade back with a Vogue UK post quoting, "I did something bad," another Reputation track that everyone clocked as a Kim and Kanye diss. By 2019, the vibes seemed to be cooling. During an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Kim claimed she was over the feud with Taylor and acted like everyone had moved on.
Kim, you and Taylor Swift, still a beef with Taylor after all that went down? No, squash. Over it. Good. And have you two had any communication, or you just feel like we've all moved on?
No, I feel like we've all moved on.
Okay.
She even chose Taylor over Drake in a spicy Would You Rather game, pretending she didn't have beef. But Taylor wasn't buying it. In a March 2019 Elle cover story, Taylor threw shade by mentioning she'd never received an apology from Kim or Kanye, making it clear that from her POV, the drama was still very much alive. Then came March 2020, and a tea spill moment that changed everything. The complete, unedited 25-minute phone call between Taylor and Kanye got leaked online, and it completely flipped the narrative Kim had been pushing. The full call confirmed Taylor had been telling the truth all along, that while she had approved some lyrics, she was never told about the "that bitch" line or the claim that Kanye made her famous. In fact, in the full call, Kanye presents a completely different version of the lyric than what ended up in the song, and at no point does he mention calling her "that bitch." The leaked call vindicated Taylor and exposed Kim's Snapchat clips as manipulatively edited to paint a false narrative. This sent #Kanye West is over party trending on Twitter as public opinion completely switched teams. Taylor addressed the leak on Instagram stories with a very, "I told you so, but I'm going to be classy about it" energy. Instead of answering those who are asking how I feel about the video footage that leaked, proving that I was telling the truth the whole time about that call, you know, the one that was illegally recorded, that somebody edited and manipulated in order to frame me and put me, my family and fans through hell for 4 years. Swipe up to see what really matters. The link directed people to World Health Organization and Feeding America, as Taylor chose to focus on COVID-19 relief efforts rather than gloating about being right all along. A total mic drop moment. Kim wasn't about to take the L quietly, though. She went on a Twitter rant defending herself. To be clear, the only issue I ever had around the situation was that Taylor lied through her publicist, who stated that Kanye never called to ask for permission. They clearly spoke, so I let you all see that. Nobody ever denied the word bitch was used without her permission. She added that she was embarrassed to be addressing this during a global pandemic, but felt the need to defend her rep against accusations of manipulating footage. The classic, "I'm annoyed I have to address this, but" celeb PR move. But the damage was done. The full call had exposed the selective editing, and many who had been Team Kim were now switching sides. The internet had flipped the script again. Fast forward to December 2023, and Taylor Swift, now crowned Time magazine's Person of the Year, reflected on the feud in a no-filter interview. She described the 2016 phone call leak as a fully manufactured frame job that felt like career death. She got vulnerable about the mental health impact. "You have a fully manufactured frame job in an illegally recorded phone call, which Kim Kardashian edited and then put out to say to everyone that I was a liar. That took me down psychologically to a place I've never been before. I moved to a foreign country. I didn't leave a rental house for a year. I was afraid to get on phone calls. I pushed away most people in my life because I didn't trust anyone anymore. I went down really, really hard." This interview reignited the beef and prompted Swee's fans to flood Kim's Instagram with snake emojis again. A total full-circle moment from 2016. In January 2023, Kim and her daughter Northwest posted a TikTok dancing to Swee's "Shake It Off" that immediately went viral. Some interpreted this as an olive branch, while others clocked it as insincere clout chasing, especially given Kim's refusal to directly apologize for her 2016 receipts drama. Then came April 19, 2024, a date that would serve fresh tea in this never-ending saga. Taylor Swift dropped her album, The Tortured Poets Department, The Anthology, which included a track called Thank You, Amy. Eagle-eyed fans immediately spotted that the capitalized letters spelled out Kim, and the entire internet collectively gasped. The lyrics read like a direct drag, describing a bronze, spray-tanned bully with lines like, "All that time you were throwing punches, I was building something, and I can't forgive the way you made me feel," screamed, "F you, Amy," to the night sky, but it never did a thing to ease my mind. But the most savage shade came with the lyric. "And one day, your kid comes home singing a song that only us two is gonna know is about you." This was a direct reference to the TikTok where North danced to Shake It Off, the ultimate "I see you" moment. The song absolutely broke the internet. Kim reportedly lost over 120,000 Instagram followers in the days ere the release, as Swize flooded her comments with references to the song. Kim appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, shortly ere the album drop, but dodged directly addressing the diss track, simply saying "life's good" when indirectly asked about it. According to People magazine, a source close to Kim claimed she was over it and wanted Sweet to move on, adding that, "It's been literally years. giving very much I'm unbothered energy while clearly being bothered. Taylor doubled down by later retitling the song to Thank You Amy for a live performance and digital release, with the capitalized letters now spelling Yee, Kanye's current moniker. This was giving I can come for both of you energy, shying the shade back to Kanye, who had also continued to provoke Sui with problematic social media posts. One thing's for sure, as long as both women remain cultural icons, their beef, toxic as it may be, will continue to live rent-free in all our minds, with no resolution in sight. If you enjoyed this video, click on the ones on your screen to watch.